Hi guys, and welcome to my review for Overloop, a pixel graphic puzzle adventure where you use your clone device to clone replicas of yourself to aid in puzzle solving. Overloop is very enjoyable and has a great story with a lot of comic undertones. The puzzles are reasonably easy and the game is quite short, between 2 and 4 hours, but it has a wonderful aesthetic and sound, and the whole package will put a smile on your face. Set in a dystopian future where food is scarce and people struggle to make ends meet, the mega corporation Infinity Inc. promises a utopia and escape from it all. The reason for all this destitution was the invention of the quantic matter replication device, which you happen to create. Now you use your device for good and try and reverse the mess that you manufactured. I really enjoyed Overloop. It wasn't particularly difficult or challenging, but I was happy solving puzzles and watching the story unfold whilst drinking in the atmosphere. The world building is surprisingly deep and enriching, depicting a dispirited society which citizens are desperate to escape for any price. There is some glorious use of pixel graphics to emphasize this, and the atmosphere is thick with melancholy and a hopeful urge to liberate themselves. There are also implications and undertones of servitude, and whether it is morally acceptable not just to clone yourself, but clone yourself and then send them to their deaths. Although this avenue is not really explored in any depth, it was an interesting notion, one for the future I guess. The story is very interesting and entertaining and is paced perfectly, building tension and revealing truths and revelations up to a climatic end. There are numerous characters you can talk to who express their opinions, usually about the state of their lives or how far they have declined, painting a vivid picture of how society is currently. There are no in-depth conversations, but often the remarks are witty and light-hearted to add some relief. The puzzles range from easy to average difficulty and have a mixture of action sequences and brain teasers. Almost all of the puzzles will require some sort of clone replication and using them to progress on your journey. You'll be able to clone yourself once at the beginning, but later you'll be able to make up to 3 clones of yourself, making puzzles a little more challenging. You can only control one version of yourself at any one time, and are able to switch quickly and easily with a flick of a button. Clones can be used to sacrifice themselves, taking out lasers obstructing your path, or keeping bullet-hungry turrets busy as you sneak by. They can activate switches or pull levers, creating paths for you to travel, and even fire bullets to take out enemies. If you cannot reach a ledge on your own, you can manufacture up to 3 clones to create a clone ladder for you to climb. You have an unlimited supply of clones to use. Areas will have a clone limit depicted in the corner of your screen, and you will only be allowed to use that number of clones at any one time. But if they die, another one can be created to take its place. In fact, this is actively encouraged, as clones will get trapped and left behind but still be alive. Luckily, you have a self-destruct button to take out any wayward clones, which you can then respawn in a different place. Sometimes you have all the time in the world to think about a puzzle solution, but other times there are time constraints and switching clones quickly and brisk movements are required. Levels are quite small, so deaths don't set you back too much, just returning you to the last checkpoint, and you can learn by your mistakes and eventually triumph. None of the puzzles will offer a substantial challenge, but there are still things to consider and quick reactions to perform now and again. I love the visuals in this game. They are detailed and full of character and charm. They create the dystopian feel very well and everything looks realistic. There are a number of different tunes playing through the levels which are jaunty, atmospheric and add levels of tension and drama to proceedings. There is no voice acting, brief conversations take place with text boxes. Overloop is fun, exciting and an enjoyable way to spend an evening if you're looking for some brain teasers that aren't too difficult and some action mixed in. I was really impressed with the whole package, including some excellent world building and a surprisingly entertaining story. It looks great, sounds great, and there's really not much to dislike, as long as you're happy with the game length only being a few hours. Okay, that's all for another review. My next review will be for Midnight Fight Express, a 3D isometric action beat-em-up containing waves of enemies to fight using environmental objects and your martial arts skills. Develop your own signature style and perform over-the-top combos whilst upgrading your skill tree and weapons. This one looks like a lot of fun. If you're interested in that, please click the notification bell, and if you enjoyed this video and would be so gracious as to support my work, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks, and see you soon.